from Chiang Mai, and we're at the Food for Thought cafe. Sorry, I just had to double check that. Sorry for seeing the back of my head. I'm here with Erick Borland, real life digital nomad. Look at it. I found one.
They're everywhere. What are you talking about? That's not a problem.
So we were having a good chat, and Erick's going to have to repeat that again on camera because it was actually quite interesting. And basically, Erick, can we start off with, I know it's confronting, but start off with the age first.
Sure. I'm 65.
Good.
Yes.
So 65, and originally from?
Raised in Alaska, raised my family in Alaska, then some Boise, Idaho, and Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, for the past sort of few years.
Almost 4 years.
Yep. You've been living around the world in sort of locations, and tell us those locations and why you've chose those.
Well, Chiang Mai chose me. I was between jobs, and I was going to go back to being a consultant. And short story is, before that could happen, I got an email from an internet marketer in Chiang Mai. And he was looking for interns. He had interned for one of the original $1 million internet marketers here, and he wanted to give somebody else a chance to have that experience. I had been looking for a change, and I followed through, and I got selected to, because I'm kind of old school. I hired people to do all the internet marketing things, but it didn't have a lot of hands-on. So I saw it as an opportunity, and we had a great experience.
So I forgot to introduce the fact that you used to run advertising agencies, and that you're pretty good at copywriting. Is that right?
Oh yeah. It's I started on sort of the account management side of things, but and there's another Chiang Mai jet going over. It happens all the time. I learned over time that clients decided I was a better writer than most of the creatives. So I've embraced that here the last decade or so, and so marketing strategy and copywriting. Yeah.
So it's not just Chiang Mai that you've set yourself up at, infrequently.
Yeah.
There was other places that you mentioned earlier too. So what were those other places, and why did you choose those places?
Some of them chose me. I mean, I've sort of, again, waited for the universe to give me some guidance, and went to Ecuador, went to Colombia, Mexico, Dominican Republic. I've been to Chiang Mai now. This is my third time. The first time I came for the 2-month internship, and we did a launch and made $150,000 for the owners. It was fun. And so I went back home, I sold my condo, I sold my car, and I came back here for another 7-8 months.
Okay, cool.
And then the rest of the travels have just been opportunistic. My girlfriend and I went to South America together. We've done some house sitting. She's really good at the house sitting thing, and so we pick up opportunities that way sometimes.
Okay, great. So when you're traveling to these places, you've kind of answered it, I think. Maybe you've picked up some work, or you've picked up a house sitting gig in South America, for example. But sometimes have you basically gone with savings then in the hope of maybe picking up some work, or?
My girlfriend Nina she has online courses and a number of different ways that she works online. I'm partially retired, but I have consulting gigs and marketing, copywriting a lot of time gigs from back in the States.
Cool.
Yeah, so cool. I have enough income from a couple different sources and we don't live high on the hog. We live well.
So traveling to these countries and these locations allows you to probably live on less.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's up to you, you know. Yeah.
And so that means working how many days a week?
I don't count it that way. Very few days a week, to be honest. Yeah. To get by, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Chiang Mai, what does a sort of accommodation expenses look like for you?
Oh, well, it's been all over the map at times. If you pay more than $500 or $600 US a month, you're living really well. At $500 a month, and you're not in the core tourist area, you have a swimming pool and you have a workout room, and a nice view usually. So 500 is sort of the sweet spot. A lot of people only pay about $200 or $300.
Is that a one-bedroom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that sounds great.
Yeah.
You know, as a place to live, swimming pool, gym.
Yeah.
And you're not in the heart of it, so you're out a little bit. Does that mean jets aren't flying over as much?
Well, that's part of it. We didn't want to have the jets, so we're just far enough away that the noises over there are not over the top of us. So.
And what's transport look like for you guys?
It's been motorcycles.
One each, or you?
No. We're close enough that we can walk into the tourist area. Uber is cheap. Motorcycles can be dangerous in Asia. I find when I'm on the motorcycle is when I'm most present. I get rid of all my thoughts and I'm just aware of what's going on. It's a dangerous thing, but it's also fun.
So how much time are you here on the ground before you do what they call a visa run?
If you're on a tourist visa, you do the most you can really get. The easy tourist visa is 2 months. Then you have to go get a 30-day extension, and then you have to leave the country and then come back.
So where do you buzz off to?
We just got back from Penang, Malaysia, and got a house-sitting gig there for 2/3 of that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So another way to, I guess, fund the little expedition.
Yeah. We could stay instead of staying 5 days, we stayed like 3.5 weeks. So, everybody has a different experience. You're meeting some of these people now, and there's a million stories.
There is, and that's what I'm starting to try and grasp. And so,
I'm not typical, by the way. I'm even though genetics have been kind to me, I am twice the age of most of the people who are doing this. So it's yeah.
That's all right. It's all right.
It's a good thing. It's okay. Yeah. I'm happy to be here.
Now I've lost my train of thought, but Erick, that was absolutely fantastic, and I think that what you've imparted on me is that you can be any age from you've employed your skill set now in your partial retirement, which is great.
Yeah.
But hey, house sitting, doesn't take a rocket scientist or a advertising agency owner, to go and do house sitting. So that's possibility. There's a possibility there for people wanting to maybe make the leap and not sure what they want to do. So
it's easier. I mean, I talk to people back home, and there's a lot of people in their 50s who either they're concerned about having enough money in retirement, or they're stuck in their life. And sometimes you have to take a deep breath and say, okay, what am I missing? And start working mentally toward making a change.
So you mentioned earlier that you sold up a few things. Did you sell up everything in terms of physical stuff?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I have a storage unit, but it's not. And I ended up going back to the States for the summers a couple times. So I have a car. It was a downsize from what I had when I was working full time, but it's still parked there. I have to go back and take care of it at some point. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's just another story for you guys about being a digital nomad from a different perspective, and I really appreciate your time, Erick.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, take care.
So stay in touch. More interviews on facebook.com/Beach City Life. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this digital nomad life, and how they're doing it. You can also subscribe on our YouTube channel, so just search for Beach City. Cheers, guys.
Take care.